I think I look pretty good.
You look good, honey. Where's your Cary Grant glasses, though? You know who Cary Grant is? Do you know who Cary Grant is? Yeah, man.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? People don't know who Cary Grant is.
That's
Do you know who John
sad.
Wayne is? Do you know who Rock Hudson, Betty Davis?
They sound kind
Familiar,
of familiar.
okay. All right,
No, but Cary Grant is the best. He was the...
All right, what about Stewart?
And Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy
yeah.
Stewart?
I like Jimmy Stewart.
They're all ghosts.
Yeah, they're ghosts now, yeah.
They were like the biggest film stars. John Wayne, no bigger film star than John Wayne.
Well, Cary Grant.
Cary Grant, right? Charlie Chaplin, you've heard of. Okay.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
All right.
That's good.
That's good. You pass. All right, so I'm not going to wear my Cary Grants because I can't see my notes.
No, it's okay. You don't have to wear them. We're at 5 Napkin.
Right.
And we're going to talk about games.
We are going to talk about games, but I wanted to go over a couple things before.
Oh, what
do a
we've
little
been doing
business.
lately?
First off, we're Bar Crawl Radio.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. And we talk to ourselves on this one, Becky and I.
Yeah, we talk to each other. We don't talk to ourselves.
At bars because the best conversations happen at a bar.
Yeah, even our conversations are better.
Even the bar we have at
bars.
home. Right. Our conversations are even better here. But I wanted to do two things. One, to report on the Kings Bay Plowshare 7.
Okay.
Our last
Is there
podcast,
new news? Is there more
there's news. I got news from Anthony Donovan, who was down there and who was on our last program.
Yes, you spoke with him.
I spoke with him down in St. Mary's, Georgia, when they were protesting and standing a vigil at the Kings Bay Naval Base. And that's where all the Trident missiles, the nuclear bomb missiles are stored, those country killers, and the submarine base. So anyway, the Kings Bay Plowshare 7, if you want to catch up on what I'm talking about, go to the Barcor Radio number 54. Barcor Radio number 54.
This is the last one. It was this past Friday.
And this is Barcor Radio number 55. Judge Wood, who was the federal judge in that district, ruled against them. And so the RFRA argument was thrown out.
Oh.
And they have to go to court.
Wow.
So they're going to go to court, and which means they could be found guilty and go to federal prison.
Wow.
Right. So we need to stay up with that. And RFRA, again, is the Religious Freedom Restoration Act, and we talked about it in Ball Pro Radio number 54, which is the last one last week. So there's that.
So there's going to be a trial.
There is going to be a trial, and the trial will be, I guess, in what was that? In Brunswick, Georgia. Brunswick.
It's in Georgia, anyway.
It's in Georgia,
where
right?
the Trident missiles are.
Right. And I also wanted to.
Do you know when the trial will be?
No.
It hasn't been. The date hasn't been set.
The date has not been set, but Judge Wood ruled against them.
Did they get their leg shackles taken off?
I think they told us that they had.
The electronic. No, I think that was a possibility.
Oh, I thought they had taken them off.
I don't think so.
All right. Well, we need to check. Check on that.
Yeah.
So before we get on to the topic of the day,
right.
I wanted
to
give a shout out to 3 people. Joel Bernstein, who was on our show. We did the 14 Little Huts, the medicine show. They took their play to Russia. And Joel Bernstein, who was an actor in that, and is also an actor in a show that we're watching now.
Yes, we're watching. We said we were going to watch it, and we are. And we're enjoying it.
And it is?
It's Mozart in the Jungle.
Mozart in the Jungle, right. So Barcor Radio number 52, we talked to Joel Bernstein, and he wrote us back, and he said in his email, thank you for showing us a good time, because we drank a lot of vodka that afternoon.
We all had a very good time.
Yeah, and he got quite drunk.
He wasn't quite drunk.
Well, yeah, he went out to get tacos
He got a little tipsy,
afterwards.
honey. He got a little tipsy.
Yeah, well, then I got a little tipsy too. But
You did.
I call it getting drunk. So he wrote to us. This is primarily a fan letter. I absolutely loved listening to Barcore Radio number 52. You're a wonderful, well-prepared, and relaxed host interviewer. Yes, the vodka shots were an enjoyable lubricant, but you and Becky kept us on track. The conversation was a delight as it unfolded, and it was a delight to listen to it after the fact. Bravo.
Right.
So there's one kudos. We also got a message from Rob Moroto, who we met when we were in Calgary just a few
Yes, that's
weeks
right.
ago.
And you talked to him at the bar.
And he works for Calgary Photos. He's a
Another great
photographer.
Conversation.
Right. we didn't.
But it
record
wasn't
that one.
recorded. No,
No,
I know. I know.
And he wrote, "Great meeting you the other night at Brown's Social House." That's in Calgary, Western Canada. Hope your trip up to Jasper National Park was a good one. Because we went up to Jasper to walk on the glacier, and then we talked to Peter Lemieux, and that's a Barker Radio episode coming up. Rob continues, I wanted to reach out and say that, yes, I did subscribe to Barker Radio, and I've listened to a few of your podcasts, and they are great.
Nice.
I was wondering, and then he asked me a technical question about how we are able to use a mic and have background sound.
Oh, okay.
So I gave him my untechnical answer.
Okay.
And then finally, Art Davis, not the jazz Art Davis, but he's a songwriter and head of the Evening Peace Band.
We met him because he was our VIA driver. And then he told
one
you
of
all
his
about
band members
Oh, I see. Not him.
was a VIA driver.
Okay.
But he wrote, loved the Interruption Show. Remember the Interruption Show?
Yeah, with the thing.
We talked about men interrupting women, and et
Oh,
cetera.
I was thinking of something else. Okay. I was thinking of the one that had the buzz going on. Maybe it was the same show. It was the same show.
Maybe it was. Yeah,
It
wait a
was.
minute. He talks about this.
Yeah.
As the CO, as a COI on the subject, that's connoisseur of interrupters, I really resonated with your terrific presentation. The banter of the two of you is priceless. It is music,
Aw.
beautiful music. It just flows.
Nice.
And the acoustic interruptions, the here it goes again,
Yeah.
didn't slow you down one bit.
Okay. Yeah. We were
So,
playing with it. It was kind
thank
of like
you.
our little pet. We had a little pet noise.
Thank you, Art and Rob and Joel.
I kind of miss it.
For those kudos.
I missed the little noise.
Okay, that's all my business. That's it. So today we're going to talk about board games.
The games people play.
The games, but board
Well,
games.
board games, cards.
The games people play, right?
Yeah. Well, there's not only it's not only board games. There's games that people play with no accoutrement. You just play like assassin.
Yeah.
Where one person's an assassin. If they wink at you, you have to fall down dead.
Yeah, but that's a bigger topic. I thought we were going to focus on board
Okay,
games.
we're going to focus on board games. Okay.
Just those things where you
I'm just
open up
testing
the
the
box
parameters,
and
dear.
you
Just testing the
right.
parameters.
Although we might get into card games too.
Well, I
Right.
think games you play at a table. How about that?
Games you play at a
table,
at a
sitting
table.
down at a table.
All right. Okay.
Because
Right.
oh no, wait. Then what about Pictionary?
Well, Pictionary is a
You're
board
sitting
game.
down. I guess it is.
Pictionary would be a board
I don't
game.
know if it has a
So
board.
I kind of wanted to start by stating that this topic is not irrelevant or unimportant. People are still playing board games.
Yes.
And I contacted the marketing manager at Gen Con.
Right.
Gen Con.
And what does
or
Gen
Gen
Con stand for?
Well, it was originally Lake
Game-
Geneva Water Gaming Convention.
Water game.
When
Lake
it first started
Geneva.
many years ago, because it began
In
Lake
Switzerland?
Geneva, Wisconsin.
Oh, Wisconsin. Oh,
Right.
Okay.
And it was very small then, but now it's huge.
Yeah.
It's humongous.
I want to go.
Yeah, and
I got a new bucket list
We are
thing.
invited. I think June 2020. We're invited to go out there as press. Yeah,
Okay.
and they play.
Done.
They play all over the place. And so I interviewed this person, Jackie Miserany, who is the marketing manager at Gen Con, and she told me all about it. And I think it'll be a good set-off of this conversation.
Yeah.
Because board games are still relevant. And here's what she said.
Okay.
My wife and I play a game called Skippo.
Oh, yes.
Get out. You heard of Skippo?
Yes, of course.
Oh, really?
The card game, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the card game, right? No, it's not a board game, but it's really big with our family.
So Gen Con got its name because the very first Gen Con started in Lake Geneva. from there has kind of grown and has since moved to Indianapolis. This year was certainly a record-setting year for attendance. We had nearly 70,000 attendees, unique badges purchased, and folks coming to the show. It was the most we've had in a year. Saw folks attending from all 50 states and from all over the world. We do get a large concentration of attendees coming from, the Midwest area and the region around Indianapolis. It remains popular with people all over the world, and people plan their yearly, journey, their Mecca to Gen Con, and enjoy their time in Indianapolis. There's so much to do. There's an exhibit hall that's open every day for the 4 days. Gaming events that go on inside the convention center and surrounding hotels and inside the Lucas Oil Stadium. Tournaments, there's live streaming. Cosplay is a big part of Gen Con today. There's a costume contest. There's events for charity. We even have a block party that takes place every day outside on Georgia Street, which runs in front of the convention center. And we work with the city to shut that street down. And there's food trucks and music and beer gardens and vendors. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot to do. Couldn't be there for all 4 days and still not have 19,000 ticketed events running all day, every day. There's gaming going on 24 hours a day at Gen Con. There will be people up all night playing in the halls of the convention center. We have an event hall that never closes, so you can always pop in and find a table and find a game going on or an event 24 hours at a lot of the hotels in downtown. Really, it doesn't stop. And even on your way out of town, we work with the airport to set up gaming tables inside the airport. So as folks are leaving and they want to get one more game in, they can sit down and play some games while they wait for their departure. Card games, dice games, role-playing games, miniature games, strategy games, cooperative games, name it. Any kind of category within the general kind of analog, tabletop, game world, you'll find it at Gen Con.
Does anyone still play Monopoly?
Absolutely. There are literally thousands and thousands of versions of Monopoly available too. If you want to get a Game of Thrones Monopoly or a Bob's Burgers Monopoly, even a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Monopoly, I mean, you can find that out there, and they're really fun additions. They're collector's items, but people do play them, and they still play Monopoly. It still remains a multi-million-dollar brand.
Yeah, there is Jackie Miserany of Gen Con.
A Game of Thrones Monopoly?
Yeah.
I am beside myself.
I know. Well,
do you think they have a Downton Abbey Monopoly?
Yeah, well...
I'm going to start collecting them.
I mean, right after that, I said, that sounds all like, that sounds like awful to have the only Monopoly game is the Monopoly game.
The real one, the original.
With the
little hat.
Here, I have the pictures.
The pieces?
I have a picture of the pieces here.
What did I used to like? I like the shoe.
Yeah, here.
There they are.
There's a picture of the
okay,
piece.
What
I'll
are they?
show the camera.
Okay, let me read them.
Right. So the question
okay, the top hat, the race car, the thimble. Maybe I took the thimble because I like to.
I know exactly which one I took.
The battleship,
the
shoe. What's this one? It's like a person.
I think it's a soldier.
Then a wheelbarrow, an iron.
There's a cannon there.
A little dog. Yeah, and a cannon. They're very.
All right. Which one did I take? I always took the same one. And it's like I always saw it as mine. That's mine. No one else could have it. Which one was mine?
The shoe? I mean, the race car?
Yes.
The race car.
The race car.
Yeah, that was my first thought. And then I thought the shoe.
Yeah,
but
for some reason, I don't really like driving or anything.
Yeah, but that's a guy. That's a guy thing.
Oh, it's a guy thing. Okay.
I
looked. I identified with that race car somehow.
But now, honey, you got to take the wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
Because that's about our speed.
I don't know if I can lift the wheelbarrow. Maybe somebody could carry me in the wheelbarrow.
There you go. You can carry me.
Right, we can carry each other.
Yeah, we'll take turns.
So there's Monopoly. Did you play Monopoly when you were a kid?
Oh, I loved Monopoly. I loved Monopoly. And I was going to say, I like to play games even if I'm not the winner. even if I'm a little bored. I mean, Skip-Bo can be very boring if you're not playing.
Right, and I
You're
mentioned Skip-Bo to her, and she knew Skip-Bo.
I listened. Yeah,
Right.
I was right here.
And that
10 seconds ago.
That was one of the games that we play with our family.
Skip-Bo, yeah.
Yeah, so there
Your
are
mom
games.
loved it.
Mom loved it. My mom, who died about 2-3 years ago
So wait,
now.
did you play that game when you were a kid?
No.
So that was brought to us later on.
Yeah, but Mom was always a game player.
So maybe she's the one who brought it to the family?
She might have.
I don't remember. I just
don't remember where it
we
started.
always played
It's
it.
like it was always there.
Yeah.
Skip-Bo was always there. In fact,
Yeah.
I brought Skip-Bo if you want to play.
Yeah, I do.
You want me
Give
to
them
pull
to
it
me.
out?
I'll shuffle them.
Okay, here, let me get
I'll
them.
shuffle them. Yeah. Oh, I was thinking too about all of the games that I played when I was a kid. Like I loved. Well, everybody played Candyland, right? But I loved Game of Life. Do you remember Game of Life? Or it wasn't called Game of Life. It was just called Life.
Life. You know
I
what?
loved that game.
I remember the game. I remember the name.
You rode in this little car. I think you had you went on a journey.
Right, to retirement.
I guess so.
Yeah, you went on a journey, and if
That
you
was
kind of
the
retired with
big
enough money to
win.
retire,
Yeah.
that's fine. Otherwise, you went to the
I
poorhouse.
don't think that was the rules, but it should have been the rules. I don't know.
Right. I learned to really hate Monopoly.
I know you didn't like it.
I won't play
Because you
Monopoly.
had to be ruthless.
There's certain games I won't play. Are there games you won't play?
I can't.
Like Monopoly,
Well-
it's like I was looking for ways of playing, making it shorter and shorter.
There are games that
Like if there were a 5-minute Monopoly, I would go
yeah,
for it.
I know it would go on for a
It would
long
go on for
time.
days.
And you would just if you didn't have all the properties, if you were the one having to worry about landing on somebody else's property, you just had to kind of wait until you dwindled down to bankruptcy. You know. It was
Well, didn't you, when
sad.
you landed on someone else's property, didn't you change the conversation so they wouldn't see you?
I never did that.
Oh, you didn't
No.
try to cheat?
No, I'm not a cheater.
All right.
I think a real gamer is not a cheater. That's my
No,
theory.
a real gamer cheats because a real
No.
gamer wants to win.
No, maybe. I
All
don't
right,
know.
I'll tell you my story
Let's ask
about
our
cheating.
audience.
I was once a camp counselor, and we had these little kids. These were like
Oh.
young elementary school
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
And we'd be out on the playground, and there was a hut where we would go in and play games. And me and the other camp counselor, we would play hearts.
And you challenged the little
And we
kids?
challenged the little kids. So me and my partner, who was another adult counselor, we would play hearts, and we would cheat.
You would cheat the little kids.
We would always win.
Yeah.
They got so frustrated because
Yeah.
they knew we were cheating.
I applaud that.
They
I think
knew
children
we were
should
cheating.
learn to lose.
And we had such a way of communicating
Right.
that they couldn't
And
see
it's
it.
like stupid things, like I got a kink in my back or something, you know.
I don't even remember what the deal was,
Yeah,
but we
yeah.
cheated those little kids, and we won a lot of money.
You did not.
A lot of money.
You did not.
Well, at a nickel a game.
You're
it's,
lying.
No, we didn't.
You
It
didn't
was-
pay.
there was no-
But you know what?
I get them shuffled up really good.
We play.
Every time we play that, it's not shuffled good enough.
We play chess at our school. The kids have a chess master that comes in and teaches them to play chess.
Right.
Teaches them about forks and I don't know, end games and all kinds of things. And so I was playing a 5-year-old last week, and I beat her.
Good for you.
I
See, that's
know.
one of those games I will not play chess.
I don't let children.
Because a 5-year-old could beat me
I
like
don't.
that.
Oh yeah, no, we got.
That,
there
like
are
that.
definitely some 5-year-olds at that school that I couldn't beat, but this one I could.
Yeah, and it's
But
like, why would I want to put
The
myself
thing
through
is
that?
that I do not let children win just because they're children. I don't
Yeah, but what if
believe
you
in
can't
that.
help it? What
It's
if they're
not
really
life.
good at it?
Oh well, then I've lost in 5 moves. I lost to one of my students in 5 moves.
Whoa.
Yeah, slammed me down.
And how did the student take that?
it was-
Student
oh-
say, "Oh, professor, I'm so sorry."
Well, they don't call me professor, and he was jumping up and
Uh-huh.
telling everybody and very proud of himself.
Uh-huh.
Because it was a game that he had just learned about from the
Oh, like
chess
a
master.
move.
Yeah, like a certain
that you can win in 5 moves.
Exactly.
And he got you.
And he got me. He kept throwing his pieces at me. He was like a trap. He kept throwing his pieces in my path, and I was like, "Oh gosh, I'm sorry, you're not doing well, but I got to take
doing
this
well.
piece. It's like,
Yeah, okay.
I got to take it."
And he was just drawing you in.
And then all of a sudden, he says, "Checkmate," and I went, "Huh?
Huh? What?
What?"
Well, chess. The other game I won't play, and you tell me a game you won't play, is Scrabble.
No, I'll play Scrabble.
I know you'll play Scrabble, but
You
I
won't
don't
play
like
Scrabble.
Scrabble.
I know.
I just have to think too much.
I don't get why you don't like it, because you're really good at words.
I know
you're
I'm good at
really
words.
good at unscrambling words.
Because I get so intense on seeing the different variations.
Oh, wow.
It drives me crazy.
Oh, wow.
It makes me a little nuts.
That can be bad.
And then it's very frustrating when, if I only had a cue,
Yeah.
I could do, quixotic.
Yeah, but you don't have to do those really fancy words. All you have to do, you could do 3-letter words and make a ton of points.
No. I
You
want
do it in the
big,
right place.
melodramatic words.
You have to, that's why.
I
Yeah.
want exotic words.
Oh, another game.
Mellifluous words.
Another game I used to love,
What?
and you didn't like it either.
What?
There's a lot of games you don't like, Al.
Yeah, there are games I don't like, but there's games I do like.
Clue. I loved playing
Yeah.
Clue. I like that. You had to figure out who the killer was.
There's a Harry Potter clue out now too.
It's a Harry Potter clue?
Right, in which one of the children, I have a list here, Harry or Hermione or whatever, they get they be given a spell, and so you have to find out who got the spell, what the spell was, who gave them the spell, where the spell was given.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a lot.
Right, so it's like Clue.
It's a lot. Yeah.
The regular Clue, but it's Harry Potter.
So remember the games? That was a game we used to play. Not that specific Harry Potter. There was a Harry Potter game we played with. Oh, I know what it was. It was Harry Potter trivia. Remember
and
the
we played that with
trivia games?
Harry.
Yeah, and we stopped playing.
Our son
with it.
Harry.
Our son Harry knew. He had an encyclopedic knowledge of Harry Potter. He had read all the books, seen all the movies,
and he remembered it all.
And he remembered it all because that's the kind of kid he is.
Yeah.
And we couldn't play with him.
No,
it
there was no way you could play.
Boring for us.
No, it wasn't boring for him.
No, he enjoyed it.
He was having a great time showing off everything that he knew.
Yeah.
He's that way with baseball now. And I just given up. I say, okay, Harry, who's that player?
Yeah.
And where was he born? And
Yeah.
what school did he go to?
Yeah.
And he has that kind of memory. Do you remember? And these are kiddie games. I mean, really kiddie games like Candyland.
Yeah. I kind of vaguely remember it, but I don't really.
Boy, I remember like getting into that Candyland kind of place, and like almost imagining I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Candyland. And there's Chutes and Ladders, those kind of early games.
Parcheesi.
That we played.
Parcheesi was an early game.
Parcheesi is with the dice,
but
right?
Parcheesi is really.
That's where you go around the board
it's really
and then you have to.
Lame. You just have to go around the board, but you can get.
But you can knock people off.
You can knock people off.
That pisses me off when people would knock me off.
But you like it when you knock people off.
Ah, yeah, but when they knock me off, people get upset. You know why people get upset?
I guess I turn the anger inward and I get depressed.
Yeah. No, well, I turn it inward too, but I feel inferior, and it's like, why can't I win?
Yeah.
Because the thing is, it's like people say, well, it's only a game.
It is only a game.
Why are you getting upset? But the thing is, your mind doesn't know it's a game.
Right.
The chemicals in your body doesn't know it.
Yeah.
And when you lose, you lose. And when, your sister comes along and takes away your game piece, and you're sent back to the beginning,
right.
It's like the emotions rise up because you've got that, that sibling rivalry.
Yeah, you can get really angry in games, can't you? People do.
I think they do. You remember how my mom would get angry?
Oh, if we weren't playing fast enough.
We weren't playing fast enough, but also if you got too many of the wild cards.
Oh, the skippos, yeah.
Right. I mean, what would she would say? Like.
Yeah. Oh, like, she'd make a little remark.
Make a little remark.
Yeah, and you could tell it was getting under her skin. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Barbara, my sister, would get all upset when Mom kept winning.
She would. You know what? If what happened the other night, what happened to us, happened and she was in the game, she would make the game stop and reshuffle everything.
Reshuffle, get them all shuffled up
Alan,
again.
So you draw 5 cards. You keep 5 cards in your hand after every turn. You replenish, right? So he drew 5 wild cards.
5 wild cards.
It's never happened in the history of our family playing this game.
Where's the Skippo cards? I had 5 of these. 5 Skippo cards.
Yeah.
Okay, we talked a lot about our family, but I was wondering, I did some research here. The most popular board games now.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about most popular board games of all time.
Okay.
Right now, and I mean, I don't know it, but we'll try out one of them.
Oh, yeah.
Real quickly, okay? Speak Out. There's a voice box that changes your voice. You need to say something, and people have to guess what you're saying.
We got to get that.
Yeah, called Speak Out. I think our grandson would love
I think
that.
that's similar to that thing where you put a device in your mouth and it forces you.
Are you gonna talk like that?
Can't.
Yeah, I can. Right.
And a cat.
And then your partner has to guess what you just said.
Yeah, right. Isn't that on the list there?
Yeah, well, Speak Out. No, well, I don't know if that one is.
You don't know.
Escape Room in a Box.
Ooh, I like
solving
that.
2D and 3D puzzles.
No.
Mad scientist turns those caught into werewolves. All right. Code names. Finding.
I'm not big on fantasy games.
There's a Harry Potter Clue game. We talked about that.
Okay.
Pandemic. Players must learn to work with their teammates to control outbreak hotspots and treat diseases.
Now that could be very useful. Win
the game by curing all diseases without wiping out humanity first.
There you go. Right. That's the name of the game.
Right.
Don't wipe out humanity.
You could also have one called Hotspot about climate change.
Yeah. Maybe we should make a climate change game.
Right. Utter nonsense. Trying to say weird words and weird accents. The one that I want to try out is called 5-second rule, but we don't need a board for this. Okay?
Uh-huh.
This is real easy, and I'm going to play with you. You have 5 seconds,
okay.
Right? I'm going to give you a topic.
Okay.
And you have to have three examples of that topic.
Okay.
So I'll give you an easy one.
Okay.
Name 3 colors.
Red, blue, and yellow.
All right. Okay. Name 3 desserts.
Chocolate ice cream, chocolate peanut butter ice cream.
5 with that. So you didn't make it.
I didn't make it.
No, 5 seconds.
Because our brain doesn't work that fast.
All right. Okay, here's a hard one. Name 3 hats.
A bowler, a top, and a sun.
Very good. Did in 3 seconds.
You know what? I learned. And I didn't say a bowler hat, a sun hat,
Right, you said a bowler, a sun,
and a top.
And say a cap. All right, so that's called 5-second rule, right? Now, the most popular board games of all times, what is the most popular?
Monopoly.
Chess.
Oh, chess. Oh,
Second most popular.
Of course, of all time, yeah.
Second most popular?
Chess is a great game.
Yeah.
Second, Monopoly.
Stratego.
Yeah,
Stratego. Third one?
Monopoly,
okay, you got it. Fourth one is Risk. The fifth one I never heard of, the Settlers of Catan.
Nope.
Some people really love that. I mean, I came across it a number of times. Then Scrabble, then Battleship, then Clue.
Oh, Battleship is great.
Right. And then 2 that I've never heard of.
Remember we had the innovation for Battleship? And we wrote Battleship. We had a great idea.
We changed the rules, right?
Yeah, a little bit. It was just an innovation, but they wouldn't even read it, I guess, copyright issues. They said, no, thank you. Leave us alone.
I don't even remember that.
I don't remember what our change was, but we thought it was a great idea.
Right. And so I'm upholding, because I did some research here, because you've been very busy this week.
I'm dealing the cards.
I went on to a chat room called Board Game Geek.
Uh-huh.
And there they talk about the board games that they really like.
Yeah.
And the ones that I found listed there were Gloomhaven, they're very dark, Clank, Vampire the Masquerade.
Those are the ones that
Blood
they like?
Feud, yeah, these are the ones that they play.
These
right.
dark people.
Terraforming Mars, Scythe, Horrified, and of course Alice in Wonderland. And that's the one that played. One I came across was called, and I'll read the direction, it's called Chaos in the Old World, the Horned Rat. And here's the description. Below the old world cities sprawls a vast network of tunnels, caves, and underground roads. Verminous skulk within this and it goes on and on like that. It's like, it's real kind of like you're playing like games in your head.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
Yeah, I know, I wasn't listening either. All right. The last thing I have, and this is the one that you're going to really hate, and you probably never even thought of this. Only I would think of this, and that's XXX rated board games.
Oh.
Uh-huh. You see the possibilities here. The first one they have on the list is Twister.
Oh, yeah.
That's
but
pretty
nude,
innocent.
I guess.
Yeah.
Naked.
Right, and then there's Draw What. So you have to draw explicit pictures of something. So it's like Pictionary, I guess. Adult XXX charades. So you have to act out certain statements.
You see I'm yawning?
I know. Shooting blanks would be one, like how do you act that out? Skid marks.
Oh,
you have to act
that's not porn.
Yeah.
Is it porn?
Sex on
that's
the
just
beach.
Dirty underwear.
So you have these little statements you have to kind of... And then there's one, Go F Yourself, Go F, which is based on Go Fish.
Okay.
And
I don't think it's that interesting reading these lists of games.
No, it's.
I think it's more interesting talking.
Well, go right ahead.
Okay, so you remember the games we played with our kids?
Yeah, well, we kind of talked about that.
We had game night. We didn't talk about it yet, did we?
Well, we talked about Harry.
Oh, yeah. But we had a game night. We would have game night, and we would
play different things.
We played different things. Like we played Pictionary. We got out his little easel with the whiteboard on one side.
Boy, that was
Harry's
blast
easel.
from the past.
Yeah,
right.
And we played Pictionary, and we played Monopoly, and we played that Star Trek game.
Right, and
another game
that had
that
a
he
video.
excelled at. Yeah, it had a video.
You had to see a video.
I liked that game. You didn't really like it.
Yeah.
I think we still have it somewhere, or maybe
yeah,
we gave it.
There's no way we could play it because you need a VHS player.
I know. Yeah, that's right.
It wouldn't. It wouldn't.
I wonder if they've
work.
updated it. Maybe it's online. Maybe it's like a
Star Trek game. Maybe you can just do it online.
Yeah.
Right. Although that would defeat the whole, the process of actually doing a board game.
And then there's my California family that plays card games. They play 7 now.
Right.
And they introduced us to Mexican dominoes, and we brought that back to your family.
Right.
And then we started playing Mexican dominoes.
Right. And I think I kind of like Mexican dominoes.
I do too.
Right. It's easy. You don't have to think about it. It's all a matter of
just
luck.
Make these little trains.
Yeah, it's all luck. It's like you don't. It doesn't.
Yeah.
There's no ego involved. Yeah. And then they've got that thing. If you press the button, it has.
And it makes the noise. Yeah.
I'll look up the noise. And then, of course, our son would always press the button.
Too many times, and then you would take the batteries out.
And I took the battery out.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's what all parents do.
That's right.
They say, "Oh, honey, the game's broken. the sound thing's broken. Doesn't work anymore."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And backgammon. I mean, there's. It's kind of amazing, all the games that we play.
I remember when I was,
you got to turn your card over.
6 years old, and I would go to visit my grandparents every summer, and at the boathouse, not the boathouse, the lake house.
Yeah.
And we would
the Blake house. This is your family house. The lake
I would
house
play
again.
dominoes and checkers with my grandfather.
Not very good. Yeah. And you play checkers.
I'm sharing a really poignant memory here.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And
I'm sorry. I'm fooling around.
You're fooling around.
Tell me about.
Never mind. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
No, come on.
It was very heartwarming.
So
I played with my grandfather. He was a sweet man.
Where was it, on the deck or something?
We'd play outside, probably on a picnic table in the yard.
Wow.
By the lake, and there'd be people scooting by on the boats, and I'd be in my bathing suit, and I would play.
Would he initiate it? Would he call you over and say?
Probably. I don't really remember that part. I just remember sitting there and enjoying it. I enjoyed playing those
Would you
games.
talk with him while you were?
I doubt it. He wasn't much of a talker.
Right. So it was a way of being with him.
His name was Milton.
Yeah.
Milton.
So he wasn't the blind guy.
No, he wasn't blind.
He wasn't blind.
That was my mother's grandfather.
So it was a way for him to be with you.
Right.
Without having to talk.
I guess, yeah.
Right.
I mean, because it's not much. You don't really get a deep conversation. Well, sometimes you can.
Yeah.
With a young person, but
I think that was one way I was able to be with my mother. Was that
Oh, as she was.
While she was playing solitaire, I'd kind of be
older,
with her.
Yeah.
And when she got sick, she would play solitaire and Skippo.
Right.
And she really wasn't able to talk too much,
Right.
but she was able to sit with us and engage through the game.
She'd always perk up.
That's right. She would be.
Just like my mom did this this past couple weeks ago when we went to visit her.
She had one day where she perked up.
Yeah.
Right. So who usually won between you and Milton?
I don't remember. I don't know. He probably won. I don't really remember.
So it's really more about the fact that you two sat there together.
Yeah. I can visualize it. I can visualize the air and the temperature, and it was just so pleasant.
Yeah.
To sit there.
Were they wooden checkers?
Oh yeah. Wooden checkers, wooden dominoes.
Yeah.
We'd play either one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it was nice.
That's a sweet memory. Yeah.
So games are really kind of important.
They are. I think we don't do it enough, and I think we need to play games with our grandson.
Yes.
Open up those games. I started looking for them. I don't know where they are. I mean, did we store them away?
We kind of gave away a lot of games.
Yeah. Well, we'll buy some more.
Yeah.
We'll buy
buy games that he can play.
Right. There's certainly a lot of them out there. And maybe in June or whenever it is, we can go to Gen Con or Gen Con.
Yes.
Because
I'd like
I
to
think
do
you would
that.
be in heaven.
I would be.
You could play games 24 hours a day.
You know, you'd see me like somebody who's an addict.
That's
like
right.
totally into it. And I wouldn't eat, and I'd be like, my clothes would be all
That's
like
right. Oh, I
wrinkled.
want to try that game.
My
I
hair
want
would
to try
be
that
hanging
game.
out all over the place,
That's right.
and I'd just be going, where's the
Where's the next game?
Where's the Game of Thrones
Sweetheart,
Monopoly game?
sweetheart,
Where's the game? I want the Game of
sweetheart,
Thrones.
come back.
Honey, where's the Game of Thrones Monopoly game? I just want to play that. I just
Come
want
on,
to play that one more
we
time.
just have to have
Just one more time, honey.
Have some
One more
lunch
time.
and then you can go back.
I'm
Come
not
on.
hungry.
Come on, no. You haven't eaten in 2 days. Come back. Let's have some lunch and
Okay.
maybe take a shower.
Okay, then can we go play?
Yes, and then we can
Okay.
play.
Okay.
But I put something in your Coke so you can get a nap. This is Bark Row Radio. We're at 5 Napkin Burger on West 84th Street and Broadway, and we've been talking about board games. If there's a board game that you play that you'd like to share with us that we didn't mention, we mentioned a whole bunch of them, then contact us at barcrowradio@gmail.com. And yeah,
That's all for now.
I think that's all for now. I think it's time to have dinner and time for me to beat you at this game
Ta-ta.
of Skippo. Skippo, here we go.
All right.